if for the first time all season, you actually enjoyed watching the Broncos play on Sunday, even though it was a loss. But hey, 21 unanswered points, having the Chiefs kind of shaking their boots, that was a good feeling. So if you're like me and you're like, I actually had fun yesterday for the first time all season, like today's video to get the party started. I can't believe I actually just get the party started. There is no party to get started. It kind of feels like the best Monday we've had, even though they lost, which is big loser talk. But to me, it actually showed, for once this team played with a high-level team and didn't sink down to the level of the Texans or crappy Niners Sunday night. Regardless, coming up on today's show, getting back on track here. Should Denver shut down Russell Wilson for the remainder of the season after his concussion on Sunday? Plus, after the 3-touchdown performance from Jerry Jeudy, might Denver reconsider his 5th-year option? Because it was definitely trending the wrong way for Jerry Jeudy. But first, let's talk about number 3. And I personally think they should absolutely shut down Russell Wilson. I even somewhat advocated for this a couple of weeks ago on a video where I said, hey, the season's not going to plan right now. Russell Wilson is playing through a decent amount of injuries, right? A torn lat in his shoulder, a partially torn hamstring. Might it be wise to shut down the $245 million quarterback and, get him ready for next year with a new head coach and not have him make these injuries even worse? Now, I saw this on Twitter yesterday after the loss, and that's a scary image. According to Pro Football Doc or whatever, it's honestly, he said it's not that big of a concern. It's like blood vessels and I don't know, a lot of, Grey's Anatomy mumbo jumbo, but still, that's a huge bump. That is a cartoon Tom and Jerry size bump right there. And the list of injuries this year have not been little ding-ups, right? We're talking about a mid-season shoulder injection by Russell Wilson so he could continue playing. A partially torn hamstring where he had to do high knees on the flight over to London just to be able to play. And then now in week 14, a concussion. These are big blows. Honestly, all 3 of these things individually could have caused him to go on IR. The fact that Russell Wilson's only missed 1 game, and I've been definitely one of his loudest critics, you got to do more than just clap it up for the guy. You got to seriously show him some respect of, you know what? He may not have played his best ball this year, but he definitely put a ton of effort, and he put his guts into this team. Now, this sucks that it is happening just as the Broncos offense started to click, right? Literally, I know there are always tons of Seahawks fans in the comments of these videos dunking on Denver because the pick now is 2nd overall. But still, Russell Wilson showed more than just glimpses of what we have seen for him in Seattle for a decade. We saw, in my opinion, if he had played the whole game, pretty much a whole game's worth, except for the first quarter where he was running for his life of, hey, that's the Russell Wilson we gave up 2 first-round, 2 second-round picks to get. And it's a bummer that just as him in the offense seemed to maybe clicked, and unfortunately that happens in December. That's not ideal. But regardless, he goes down with an injury. And it's probably not wise to have a team that's 3-10 trot out their concussed quarterback for the last couple of games because, hey, we just want to see him, build off of that game and start stacking up some connection with his receivers and his players. So I'll let you guys be in charge here. Do you think the Broncos should shut down Russell Wilson? I do. I understand hey, you gave him a lot of money. We want to see him play. We want to see him kind of work out of these kinks and start to get into a rhythm with his teammates. But at the same time, you got to think longevity here. And like it or not, Russell Wilson will be the quarterback next year. That contract is just way too big to get out of after 1 year. He's going to be the quarterback in 2023. 90% chance he's the quarterback in 2024. So the way I look at it is, you've got this guy for at least 2 more years, if not longer. Don't jeopardize those 2 years by having him play through a concussion when the team is 3-10 and out of playoff contention. Now that brings us to this guy, the gunslinger, Brett Rypien, who I know there's a decent contingent of Brett Rypien fans out there that go, yo, this guy's better than advertised. He kind of stunk. Coming in the 4th quarter is not ideal. But that interception, that's just one of those, hey, you have to be smarter with the football, feel the pressure, don't try and throw it, and then it becomes this big fat duck up in the air and an easy pick for the Chiefs. So Brett Rypien time, probably, if it is going to be him. If they do shut down Russell Wilson, it will be Brett Rypien for the remainder of the season. Remember, he had that one spot start back in week 8, week 7, whatever, against the Jets. Season-wise, 52% completion, 241 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. He played all right against the Jets. Remember, that was the game where he had a bad fourth-quarter interception. I was like, that is the backbreaker right there. And then against the Chiefs, he threw a touchdown pass to Jerry Jeudy. He did get the ball at like the 6-yard line, though, wherever Russ went down. So I'm not going to, give him all the flowers for that. But Brett Rypien season, baby. All right, next up on the show, Jerry Jeudy. What about his 5th-year option? Because after year 3, that is when first-round picks find out if their 5th-year option was picked up or declined by their GM. So we'll talk about this. Now, first, we are 58 subs away from reaching 11,000 here on the channel. We have been growing like crazy this season. So if you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so. Honestly, just help a guy out because I would love to reach this milestone. And in exchange, how about you get free Broncos content? It's a pretty good deal if you ask me. Now, Jerry Jeudy had his best game, without a doubt in my eyes, on Sunday against Kansas City. 3 touchdowns, a hat trick, 8 grabs, 73 yards. No Cortland Sutton. Oh, no Tim Patrick, no KJ Hamler, right? All the attention was on number 10. And what did he do? He starred, right? He was awesome. He shined. Now, this season for Jerry Jeudy, 42 grabs, 587 yards. He has missed some time, 6 touchdowns, and a long coming in week 1 of 67 yards. So we will unpack whether or not the Broncos are going to be interested in picking up that 5th-year option following Jerry Jeudy's stellar performance in week 14. Now, first, all Broncos Country needs to know about our sportsbook partner here at Chat Sports, and that is BetUS. Head on over to chatsports.com/bet. Enter promo code Broncos125. When you do that, they're going to get you guys started with a 125% deposit bonus. There is simply no other sportsbook out there that's giving you guys this awesome of a deal. You don't have to bet on the Broncos. I've been advocating for you guys not to bet on the Broncos for quite some time. But you can ride with me. I'm definitely going to put some cheddar down on World Cup tomorrow. I think you got to go with the heavyweights, right? It's got to be Argentina, France. So make all of your bets. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Broncos125. All right. Projected 5th-year money. This is the big question here. Now, Over the Cap does a good job of projecting, hey, based on where you were picked in the first round, right? 1, how much playing time you have incurred, and if you've made multiple or just one Pro Bowl, what your projected 5th-year option will cost the team. And for Denver and Jerry Jeudy, right now it's looking like $12.1 million. Now, that's not a small figure, but at the same time, it's relative, right? $12 million is not a small amount of coin. But at the same time, it could be pretty small relatively if Jerry Jeudy starts to play like, well, even 75% of Justin Jefferson, right? Then it's looked at as a steal. You're getting him on for 5th year on his rookie contract, and you're not paying him $20+ million. Now, Jeudy so far in his career, 132 receptions, 1,900 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Jeudy, simply put, has not lived up to the first-round expectations. Not his fault he got drafted in the first round. Definitely a first-round talent, though. But Jerry Jeudy, I think we can all agree, has been, I wouldn't quite say a bust, because I think bust has to be reserved for the guys that barely even play a game or two and are out of the league or with a different team after one season. But Jeudy has been a disappointment, as far as I see it, for a first-round player. Now, we'll get more into this, but I want you all to be the GM here for a second. If you're George Paton, are you going to pick up Jerry Jeudy's 5th-year option this offseason? Because that's when the decision has to be made, this offseason. Type P for pickup or type D for decline. My weigh in on this, these next 4 games are going to be very big for Jerry Jeudy. Because right now, I think it's probably up in the air. I think if we had this conversation on Saturday, it's probably trending towards, I don't think his 5th year is going to get picked up. I don't think George Paton wants to pay a guy $12 million who has 6 touchdowns through 2.5 seasons. Well, you got half of those in one game, boosted his total to 9 against Kansas City. So if Jerry Jeudy at the last moment starts to show hey, there's the first round pick we've been looking for, well, then it's kind of a no-brainer because $12 million is a bit of a bargain if he continues to play at this or even close to 3-touchdown level for the rest of this season and next year, and then you'll be happy. But if he regresses and reverts back to disappearing in the drops and not being that spark or that catalyst on offense, well, then you're going to look at this and go, no, we're not paying a guy $12 million, and we're not going to compound our mistake because, well, we picked him in the first round, so we have to. I would say 75-ish% of first-round players get their 70% of first-round players get their fifth-year option picked up. So I'm guessing for Jeudy, if he continues to play at this level, I would do it, but these next 4 games will be very telling. If you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so. I appreciate all of you who have. Make us a part of your routine, kind of YouTube fix for Broncos news and rumors. We're going to sign off and see you all later with the latest Broncos news and rumors right here at the channel.